Hi folks, today we're going to be doing our first ever playthrough in Tabletop Duo, and that's going to be with Elden Ring, and we're going to be checking one of the scenarios of the game, which comes right after you finish the tutorials. We're going to be going through those scenarios. It's a scenario that I think showcases a little bit of different elements of the game, like exploration, combat, and so on. Since this is our first playthrough video, please leave some comments like telling us what you liked, the parts that you didn't like, or the parts you would like to see. We're open for constructive feedback, and we really want to see if this works out, if you guys like, and if you would like to see more playthroughs of Elden Ring the board game. Alright, so we're gonna start our playthrough. We're gonna choose between these two scenarios. You get this choice once you finish the tutorial. We get to choose between a gauntlet scenario and an exploration scenario. I will choose the exploration one because I think it's gonna be more interesting as our first playthrough. This is the scenario called Church of Pilgrimage, and we're gonna have to turn to page 34 of the scenario book to begin. We're gonna be playing with the bandit and also with the astrologer, but you will be seeing the setup mostly for the bandit because, ta-da, I don't have a way to show you the two setups plus the camera of the exploration, which is this one, where we're gonna see the tiles. So imagine the astrologer is here and we're playing with this character as well. So if we turn to page 34, it's showing here the instructions for like which tiles we need to pick up, and we need to pick up also three Guidance of Grace cards, which are kind of our objective cards. So let's do that. For this quest we have three objectives. So we have to find hardships, and then we place objective tokens here to mark that we found the hardships. Then once we do that, we're gonna shuffle wooden bridge tile on the tile set, and once we are on tile 36 and we do an explore action, we will shuffle another tile, which is the Church of Pilgrimage, and then once we have added this to the playing area, the scenario ends. So first we're gonna start by taking the three starting tiles. So we're gonna start by flipping one of the tiles. We're gonna place the Guidance of Grace here. And then we're also gonna place our two tarnished, and we're gonna start. So first it will be the astrologer's turn, and the astrologer is gonna start by exploring here. So we're gonna take one tile. All right, so we have the NPC, which for me looks like the Santa Claus, and then we get also a beast material. So that's action 1. For action 2, I'm gonna move the astrologer, and then for action 3, I will gather this material resource. So I gain one beast card, beast material, so it's a human bone shard. So I'm gonna give this to the astrologer. That's the end of the astrologer's turn. We're gonna flip one weather card, okay, so nothing happens. For the bandit, I will decide to explore on this side. So we're gonna add this tile over here. So for this tile, we have two things. We have the effigy of the martyr, and we have ruins location, which gives you ruins materials. So second action is gonna be to move. Third action is gonna be to take the effigy of the martyr. And then I'm gonna place the effigy of the martyr here on my board. All right, so that's the last action. I'm gonna draw another weather card. Okay, time passes, so we're good. Next, it's gonna be the astrologer that will continue to explore. This time we're gonna put the tile here. So this tile, oh, it's a tile that comes with a hardship. So we're gonna put a hardship location. And before we move in there, let's check what this character do. So I'm gonna interact with this NPC. So I think that's actually the merchant. So when a tarnished interacts with the merchant location, their player turns to the merchant section of the book and read entry 1. So for entry number 1, he will chit chat with us, and then he sells a rancor pot and a pickled turtleneck for these resources. And after tarnished has made their purchases or not, return to the scenario. So I'm not gonna do that because I don't have enough materials. So let's just continue exploring. So my third action is gonna be to move to this tile. Once I move it in here, I have to resolve the hardship, and we will go through it. So for this hardship, we need 4 points to pass. and it accepts intelligence, strength, and common symbols. Nice. So we have 1 intelligence, which is worth 3, and then we have 2 common, so for a total of 5, right? So 3 plus 2, so 5. So we pass the hardship test. That's great. So we're not going to be receiving damage. Since we completed 1 hardship, or we participated on 1 hardship, we're going to place the token here. That ends the astrologer's turn. So we're going to draw again from the day side. So now we're going to continue with the bandit. So I'm going to be exploring again. Let's draw 1 tile. Oh, nice. So for this tile, we have 2 things. An inactive Guidance of Grace, and we also have an encounter. We have encounter number 8. So that's an encounter location. It's cool. We're going to see our first encounter. So first action was to explore. Second one is going to be to move. And the third one, before we turn the Guidance of Grace to active side, we need, whenever we have an encounter, we need to finish the encounter location first before other locations. So let's start the encounter. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is, give me a second, there you go. I'm going to take my miniature, replace it with the bandit token. When we go for an encounter, we actually skip that character's turn for now, and we will continue with the next player. We don't draw any weather cards or anything. So the astrologer will play before we start the encounter. So we're gonna do another explore. I will place the card here. And on this tile, we get 2 things. We get a beast location, and we also get a spirit candle. So we're gonna move as a second action, and as a third action, we're gonna use the spirit candle. We're gonna remove it, and we're gonna draw from the spirit candle deck. That's the card we get. So at the end of your turn, this tarnished can discard a material token from their tile instead of drawing a weather card. If at least 1 material token is discarded in this way, this quest is completed at the end of the scenario. Nah, that's okay. So let's keep it in the inventory. I'm not going to use it now. Alright, so we have explored, have moved, and we have interacted with. So now we're going to go for the first round of combat. So encounter A is this one. We're going to be setting up 2 rotten strays, H and I. So we're going to look for their cards. And if we finish this encounter, we get a beast material card. I'm going to set my character to reposition. And what this does is that when we draw the marching order, there is a chance that if we get to 2nd or 3rd place, I can actually move my initiative card left or right from one of the enemies. So let's see what we get. So this is going to be I, and this is going to be H. Since we're playing this encounter alone, I will shuffle 2 bandit initiative cards. And this will be the initiative order. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm just gonna show, and then you guys have to trust me. It's gonna be bandit, rotten stray I, followed by another bandit, and then rotten stray H. So to start, I really want to let all in the first 2 turns. So I'm gonna use the reposition to switch these 2 cards from the marching order like this. So I'm gonna play first turn, 2nd turn, and then the other 2 enemies will play 3rd and 4th. So I'm gonna draw 4 cards, because that's my hand size. Let's see what we get. So we get, okay, good. So we have 3 attack cards and 1 block card. So what I will do is, I will start by playing this one. So retreating strike +1. I already have a better weapon, so I'm starting to upgrade my deck of cards. So I'm gonna use this card first, attacking this enemy, since it's the first one on the lane. And then what I will do is I will draw 1 card. That's 2 common symbols, so I will do 2 damage. So that's gonna be the first attack. I have 3 actions I can do. First one is that. We're gonna place 2 damage tokens here. Now I will do another attack. So let's use this time this one. So I'm gonna draw another attribute card, compare. So this time I can do 2 damage. And the rotten stray has 3 health points. So this enemy is now defeated. And my third action is gonna be to move over here. Now the cool thing about the bandit is that if the bandit has no actions remaining, but they have damaged an enemy this turn, so like it's written here, they may perform a free action. So what I will do is I will use this card as a free action. So I will draw from the deck. Aha, that's really nice. So we are on the same lane as an enemy, so that's the closest enemy. I will use this symbol. This symbol gives 1 damage, but if played as a free action, increase this damage to 3. Since this is a free action, then we get to do 3 damage to this enemy, and since this enemy has 3 health, we defeated it. This guy is done, and we finished the scenario. So as you can see, the bandit, what's really cool about it is that you actually get to play potentially up to 4 actions. And a lot of the cards do have extra actions that you can do as free actions. So you see, you can complete encounters solo. They're fairly easy depending on the situation. That's a very easy one, but you get to see a little bit of it. So since we finished the scenario, we're gonna go back to the tile. Coming back to the exploration tiles, we're gonna be removing the encounter from the board. We're gonna bring back our miniature. Now it's gonna be back to the astrologer's turn. So we're gonna flip another tile. This time we have another hardship. I'm gonna place the tile here. So we get a beast material. We also have a hardship and an effigy of the martyr. So before I move, I wanna get this material, another beast material. This time we get beast blood. So we're gonna give it to the astrologer. And then as the last action, we're gonna move back here. Now we're gonna use the weather card. Time passes and we continue. Now for the bandit, I will spend 1 action to flip the site of grace, and we're gonna do another exploration. Gonna leave the tile here. For this tile, we get a spirit spring location. So if we use this location, we can go to any of the tiles. It's kind of like you're using the horse to jump around and go to different places. We also get a ruins location and a murmurings of the crone location. Our last action is gonna be to move here. Again, we flip another weather card, flip the time token. So we're gonna flip it to the night side, and we're gonna continue with the astrologer. For the astrologer, the first thing we're gonna do is resolve the hardship. We have to resolve always when we enter on the tile. So we're gonna get another, and draw another hardship card. So this is the one we get. I drew 2 cards. We have, 3 points, so we don't pass. So the tarnished suffers 1 damage. So I'm gonna reduce the health points from the astrologer. We resolve this hardship and we gain another objective token over here. So we need only 1 more to continue. Next, I'm gonna use an action to get the effigy of the martyr, and then another one to get this beast material. So we're only getting beast materials here. So we're gonna get more beast blood. That's it. So we're gonna draw from the night deck. Time passes, so good. Now that we're here, I'm gonna use the first action with the bandit to get the murmurings of the crone. So that's one of these 2 cards, and whenever we get one and we're gonna be fighting a boss, we can use those cards to gain advantages. So I'm gonna get this one, and I'm gonna use the next action to get a ruins material. There you go. So I get some beast liver. And the last action we're gonna do is explore. That's really nice. We get 1 tile with a hardship. That's pretty good because it means we can complete our first quest. Now that we finished the bandit, we're gonna flip another weather card. Time passes. We're gonna go back to the astrologer. The astrologer will jump here. It's our guinea pig for hardships. So we're gonna perform our 3rd hardship. So this hardship, it doesn't matter which side of if it's day or night, it happens the same way. So this tarnished can draw a spirit candle card, and if this tarnished already has a spirit candle card, they can discard it and draw a replacement one instead. This hardship counts as having been passed. Okay, that's great. So I'm gonna place our third hardship here, the third counter. I'm gonna draw another spirit candle because I didn't like the last one I got. So we're gonna see and replace with this one. So for this one, when tarnished completes their current class quest, complete this quest. When this quest is completed, choose another tarnished. That tarnished completes their current class quest. That's a very good one. So we're gonna keep this one. Now that we completed our last hardship, let's flip it and let's read what happens. Take the wooden bridge card, this one, and shuffle tile 36 into the active stack. So this tile, it's kind of like a bridge that you have to cross, and there is an NPC there. All right, now it's shuffled. Let's see if we're able to get the wooden bridge. Hopefully we do. It's a tile with another encounter. This time it's encounter C. So I'm gonna place the token here, and then we have a material, an encounter of the flora type, so we can get a material. I'm gonna draw another weather card. Time passes. We can explore, or we could go for this encounter. You know what I will do is I'm gonna go for the encounter with the bandit, and I'm gonna keep exploring with the astrologer, because that's one cool thing about Elden Ring board game is you can have one character or multiple characters fighting combat, and you can have some others exploring when you're playing an exploration scenario. I could bring the astrologer in as well, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep playing solo with the bandit on the encounters. So the first action is gonna be to move. So we're gonna move the character to the other board, and since we are on an encounter, we pass the turn for this character and we go back to the astrologer. So with the astrologer, what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore. So let's grab our next tile, and oh, we got the wooden bridge. Let's place it here. And then for the second action, we're gonna just place the token for the NPC. And when tarnished on tile 36 does an explore action, shuffle the tile 37 into the active stack. So before we do that, let's do the third action by interacting with the NPC. If a player has not already done so, the player receives card 28 from the vault. And the card that we get is Arena 1. So turn to page 52 of the scenario book and read entry Arena 1. When this tarnished interacts with a spirit candle location, place an objective token on this card. When there are 2 tokens on this card, retrieve card 29 and shuffle it in the event deck. Then remove this card from the game. That's really cool. It's kind of a side quest that you get. And Arena, if I remember correctly, you do find this NPC on the Whipping Peninsula. I think it's the NPC with like a kind of like a blindfold or something. So let's check on the book. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the girl with the blindfold. So here we have a little bit of a narrative text about crimes. Yeah, I think it's kind of the journey to go towards Castle Morn. It's kind of like starting this quest line. So we're gonna leave this card here, and then as we complete, we can put the tokens here. So that's it. We're gonna remove the NPC token. I'm gonna draw another weather card. Time passes. And now we're gonna go for the encounter with the bandit. Now we're gonna start the encounter. For this encounter we have 2 misbegotten, and I have decided to place my character on the stand fast because I want to show you a little bit what are the advantages of being on this lane with the stand fast effect. So I'm gonna take the marching order cards, we're gonna shuffle them. So this is gonna be the marching order. So we're gonna have an enemy attacking first, followed by the bandit, another enemy, and the bandit. So the first enemy to attack is gonna be the misbegotten E. This enemy moves twice to the right. It attacks anyone on this lane. We don't have any character, therefore no one is hit. Then it moves in diagonal like this. Some enemies do have that behavior. And then it moves diagonally again. The misbegotten, whenever they move to a corner, they can show up on the opposite corner. In this case, because the place this character would land would actually be here and there is already a Misbegotten, we don't move it. So that's it for the Misbegotten. Now it's going to be our bandit. So for the bandit, what I will do is I will move one to the left. We're going to draw 4 cards. And here we have 2 attack cards and 2 defense cards. So we're going to start with, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to start with the trust. I'm gonna draw 1 card, so we get a common card, so it will do 1 damage to F. Then I'm gonna do another attack, which is gonna be the retreating strike +1. Draw another card. We get 2 commons, so we get to do 2 damage to this one. This Misbegotten has 5 health points, so we're gonna do 2, so that gets to a total of 3 damage. I'm gonna use my 3rd action to grab 2 more cards, just to make sure that I am prepared if I get hit by one of those 2 guys. And I have a free action I can do. So if I'm able to do damage in this turn, I can have another action. I do have another card. If played as a free action, draw combat card. I think I'm going to use this one. So let's use it. Let's draw another attribute card. So it's a common, so we do 1 damage. So it goes to a total of 4. And since it's a free action, we get to draw another combat card. That's it. So let's go for the other enemy's turn. So for this one, this enemy will move 2 spaces to the left, so 1, 2. Then it would move diagonally to this side. So because of this, it's gonna go here, because it moves to the opposite side. And then it moves again this way, but it doesn't attack. The attack happened before, so no one got hit. Now that we finished, it's again the bandit's turn. So we only have defense cards. So I think what I will do is I will discard, because you can also do that. So I'm going to discard 1 card to draw an attribute card and do a number of damage based on the symbols. So I have 1 symbol, so I do 1 damage. This enemy has 5 health points, so 3 + 1 + 1 for this damage, then it's 5. So this enemy dies. And now we only face the Misbegotten E. I'm gonna be drawing 1 card. I don't think I will be able to hit it. So I think I'm just gonna stay here and pass. But since we finished 1 turn for the entire combat, we're gonna go back into the exploration. And since I finished the scenario, I'm gonna get 1 beast material card. Now that we're back, we're gonna be adding this tile to the active stack. And this is the last tile. This is the last tile we need to go. So let's add it. I'm gonna add it and then shuffle. So now we're gonna continue. As the next action, I'm gonna draw another tile. I'm gonna place it here. There is another material location, which is of the beast type. Here you go. And we get another effigy of the martyr. So that's action 1. For action 2, we're gonna move here. And then action 3, we're gonna be flipping this beast material to get another one. And now that we have, so we got a lump of flesh, we have gotten 4 cards. That basically completes the astrologer's quest. And because we completed that quest, we get to get the next sequential quest. And we also get to finish the candle quest, which is that whenever a tarnish completes their current class quest, it completes this quest, and then when this completes, another tarnish can complete their current class quest. So let's see how that works. Because we finished the spirit candle and it allowed this tarnished to also complete their quest, this quest was actually a little bit hard because we needed to interact with the rebirth monument, which I haven't found so far on this particular exploration quest. It's a good one because I get to skip that step. So then I replace it with Bandit Quest 5. And the objective for this one is if this Tarnished performs 2 or more free actions in the same turn, this quest is completed. Free actions are those actions I mentioned to you where if I did damage on a turn, I can play a free action. When this quest is completed, retrieve cards 70 and 77 from the vault. We're gonna draw another weather card. Now we're gonna be back into combat. I already did the distribution, so like I mentioned, we're gonna start with the bandit, then go for the misbegotten, and then the bandit. So we're gonna start the turn. I'm gonna get my 4 cards. So we have 1 attack card, 1 action card, and then 2 defense cards. So we're gonna start by moving to the critical hit row, so 2 moves, and then I'm gonna move 1 to the right. Next, it's gonna be the misbegotten, so misbegotten is gonna move 1, 2, and then it will attack us. Yes, I made the move on purpose because I just want to show a little bit the combat itself. Now it's gonna do 3 damage based on the damage card you can see here. It's gonna do 3 damage. So what I will do is, because it's doing 3 damage, I will decide in fact to discard those 2 cards. One gives 2 block points, one give 1, so that nullifies the damage of this enemy. I'm gonna place it here, and then the enemy is gonna move like this and then like this again. So now for my action, I'm gonna draw more cards. Since I'm out, I'm gonna reshuffle my discard pile. There you go. Now we have 2 attack cards and 2 block cards. That's a good number. Next, I'm gonna move once, twice, and then I will use my retreating strike. I'm going to draw another attribute card. And for this attribute card, I have the same symbol here for 2 damage. So I do 2 damage on this enemy. And now, because I have done damage, after my 3rd action, I can do a free action. Because I'm playing with the bandit, therefore, I will use a backstab. So I'm going to draw last card. So I do have the 2 symbols. In this particular card, if I use this symbol, if played as a free action, I do 3 damage. So I'm gonna do that, which means that 3 plus the 2 I did, so this enemy is finished. Since I completed this scenario, I'm gonna get 1 beast material card. Now we're back into the exploration area. I'm gonna be removing encounter C from the board. The bandit token, we're gonna place our miniature back. And now we're gonna go with the astrologer. So we're gonna do another exploration round. Oh, we actually found the tile we are looking for. Right in the last spot here. All right, so with this, we finished our Church of Pilgrimage objective. The objective was after tile 38 has been added to the playing area, the Tarnished can complete this quest at any time. And this is the end of this exploration scenario. Now we have to go to the round table hold, but I just want to read the complete scenario to see what we get. So now that we completed this scenario with the quests, we gain 5 runes, and then we retrieve cards from the vault, the whip and a poison mist memory. Oh, that's cool. So we get a new weapon that we might use on any Tarnished. And we also got a memory, which we can use to attach to a weapon that have a memory card slot. That's really cool. Now I'm gonna do the round table hold part, but what we're gonna choose is gonna go for the next scenario. And that's it for the playthrough. Like I mentioned before, please leave some comments. Tell us what do you think we should improve, what you liked about the playthrough. That will help us making more of them. It was something I really wanted to do, and I think with Elden Ring it's like the right time to try those types of videos. So really, let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to check some other videos from Tabletop Duo, you can check them right here. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!